Yep, these stories often talk about the people around the victim, but the story is indeed the victim's story. In this case, Melody Rose. On May 28th, Geronimo Dern's grandmother would have an unpleasant surprise when she arrived home. Geronimo, who was 33, shared a daughter with Melody Rosita Clark, who was 35. The two began dating in December 2013. Although the couple never married, in November 2021, they welcomed a beautiful baby girl, Melody Alana Rose Duran. The couple remained in a relationship until March 5, 2023, when Clark decided she wanted out. She packed her and baby Melody's things and moved out of the home they shared with Duran's grandmother. A month later, Geronimo would petition the court for paternity and shared custody. It was at this time Clark would share her concerns with Geronimo's anger, aggressiveness, drug use, and mental health. The judge agreed with Duran. He and Clark would share parental rights, and he would be allowed unsupervised visitation. Duran, who had been Baker acted a minimum of 5 times, agreed to mental health problems, but seemingly denied everything else. Some of Clark's concerns described times where Duran would hear voices, punch the family's dog, and even chased her while she had baby Melody in her arms. Clark would claim Geronimo was not taking his medications, and he was a threat to her and baby Melody. Ultimately, the judge favored Duran's request to be equally responsible for the toddler, emotionally, financially, and physically, as he had developed a loving, caring relationship with Melody. Nearly 2 months later, Geronimo's grandmother called 911 after arriving home. "I need an ambulance," she told the operator. When asked why, she would report the toddler Melody appeared pale and unconscious. She came in her home to find her grandson Geronimo on top of the 2-year-old, her great-granddaughter. Melody Alana Rose Duran would be found with cut wounds on her neck, and she would be pronounced deceased at the hospital on May 28, 2023. Remember, these stories are always the victim's story. In this case, Kei'mani Latigue. On March 18, 2025, Kei'mani Latigue's grandmother returned from work to find her 13-year-old granddaughter gone. At first, Miss Dorothy wasn't alarmed, but Kei'mani didn't take her house keys. She also left her glasses, and Kei'mani couldn't see. Dorothy called Spring Elementary, but something wasn't right. Kei'mani wasn't there. The grandmother also found the 13-year-old's pajama pants in the dining room and her panties in the living room. The night before, Kei'mani called her dad, afraid someone was breaking in. Had they succeeded? It would take 6 days before Dorothy Latigue had answers. It started with her call to 911. Police would arrive on the scene to collect evidence and help bring the 13-year-old home. They would talk to the grandmother and Darnell Jones, the teen's dad. Dorothy reported this was not usual behavior for the 13-year-old. Dad would then alert police to the concerns the child had the night before, prompting him to arrive with a family member, to check on his daughter, of course. Kei'mani was fine, and he left around 12:30 that morning. This appeared to be a happy family, with a pretty normal, well-behaved Kei'mani. But Kei'mani's mom, who lost custody of the young girl nearly 13 years prior, claimed differently. Her mother, Dorothy, didn't want the child anymore. Kei'mani was problematic. So not only did this family lose a precious angel, a feud began within the family, and the public started talking. Allegations of abuse surfaced for the grandma. Kei'mani's aunt claimed the moms only cared about the child support payment she had to make. And Kei'mani's mom claimed the people responsible for raising Kei'mani only cared about money. None of this qualified Kei'mani's case for an Amber Alert. Through the midst of the family drama, police would uncover suspicious texts in the teen's phone. So they dug deeper, and the truth would be uncovered. Failed by so many. Even a teacher wanted to take some of the accountability, because RIP just shouldn't be replacing the happy birthday sign that was only days away from Kei'mani's name. It is believed the teen was groomed by someone she trusted, raped by family members, and murdered by family as well. With previous reports of abuse on behalf of the child closed soon after the cases were opened, and Kei'mani's family at odds, so many people weigh the blame, but one person held the missing piece. Police would bring family members back in for questioning. Darnell would go with his girlfriend. Before the two separated, he asked the woman to turn cameras off at her home. She agreed. Police would interview the couple, and after the questions, Darnell's girlfriend would race home before him. She wanted to watch the footage she told her boyfriend the cameras wouldn't capture. After arriving home, her family would reveal Jones left something in the basement, a truck or SUV mat. Jones was on camera leaving evidence at the woman's home. Soon she'd be calling the police to gather evidence. Jones would come by to find his items gone, and his girlfriend would find herself single, not seeing the father anymore afterwards because he disappeared. Hands cut off, neck wounds, raped, all by someone you loved and trusted. Kei'mani's dad claimed she called him for protection the night she went missing. Let's say that's true. If Kei'mani couldn't trust anyone else, she should have been able to trust her mom, who left practically at birth. Child Protective Services, who were paid to protect her. Her grandmother, who had allegations of abuse. Her dad, who took her innocence, then took her life. He reportedly admitted that he dragged Kei'mani into the home at 1101 Miami Street in Toledo, Ohio, 3.3 miles away from her home, a 10-minute drive. With Kei'mani set to receive a kindness award at school the week she passed, the community honored her name well after. Smart, personable, basketball lover. Good things are all you hear from teachers, classmates, and family. Despite any of her abusers, Kei'mani Latigue was a good child, a good student, a good person gone too soon.